Thank you so much for tuning into this video. This video is actually a sidebar video for another video that I recorded about an appointment that I had. I'm linking back to that video in the event you're interested in finding out what the appointment was supposed to be about. Right now, Omicron, I think that's how you pronounce it, the new variant of COVID, is really showing up like cold symptoms. A lot of people that are going to doctors are exhibiting cold and flu-like symptoms and end up having COVID. From what I understand from the family members that have contracted and the people that I've heard have had it, they're getting headaches, they're having cough, they're sniffling, and their throat hurts, etc. Those are the symptoms. So I get to this appointment that was scheduled for 3 p.m. and I got there around 2:35. As soon as I get there, I notice that the lights are turned off. I think it's because the office is not open during the morning or the early afternoon. I think they open at like around 3 and they close like I think around 6 or 7. And they're not open every day. They're just there Thursdays and Fridays. When I got there, I sat down. There was nobody at the front desk, but a man came in and asked me, "Are you a new patient or existing patient?" And I said, "I'm an existing patient." He's like, "Oh, do you have an appointment?" I said, "Yes, I do." And he's like, "Oh, I was wondering if you're a new patient, because if you were, I can give you the application to fill out." And I said, "No, I'm not a new patient." He said, "Okay." I said, "Okay, thank you." Basically, the way this office is set up is like a railroad, I think is what they're called, that everything is just like in a line. So you walk in, the front desk is here, there's a wall, the bathroom is here, there's a wall, then there's an office, another office, then there's a room where they do the x-rays and the images, and then at the end is where all the work happens and where the doctor sees you at the end of all of that. When I look down, I see that the doctor is eating, and I see a couple people without their masks, and they're not eating. They're just there with no mask. I'm sitting there. All of a sudden, the front desk person appears. She asked me my name, the appointment time, and then I asked her, should I check my temperature? And she's like, "Yeah, go ahead." My temperature was like 92, and I had already been sitting there for like 10-15 minutes, and she's like, "Yeah, it's because it's cold here." And she's wearing like her coat, and she's walking around with like a local heater, like those portable heaters, and she turned on the lights. And she's like, "Yeah, it's very cold and I'm here wearing my coat and it's not very professional, but I have to wear it because the heating system doesn't work." And I said, "Okay, that's not cool, but why isn't it working?" And she's like, "I really don't know." So I said, "Okay, fine." That's a flag, right? It's 30 something degrees and you have customers coming here, you have staff. Why don't you have working heat? Like, that's actually against the law, okay? That's against the law. Anyway, I said, "Listen, I'm having these issues. Is the doctor going to need me to take off my mask to help me?" And she said, "Well, do you have braces or do you have Invisalign?" I said, "I have Invisalign." And she said, "Well, what's the problem?" And I said, "Well, this is a problem, right? I'm not going to get into the problem. You can look at the other video to see that." But I said, "This is the problem." And she said, "Well, the doctor's going to have to see you." And I said, "Okay, because I'm not taking off my mask." And she's like, "Oh, no, don't worry. We're all vaccinated. We're all fully vaccinated. And we're all wearing masks." And I said, "No, you're not all wearing masks. There's people back there with no masks on." She told me, "Oh, they're probably eating." I said, "No, they're not eating. They just don't have their mask on." And then she stays quiet. And she walks away, and then she comes back, and in walks a guy with another woman. It looks like it's a mother and son. He's wearing a KN95 mask, but part of his nostrils are exposed. And his mother doesn't have a mask on, and she starts sniffling. The front desk person was also sniffling. I don't have anything against that because it's cold outside, and I was also sniffling. So I'm not holding that against them. But why wasn't the lady wearing a mask? Okay. Where I live, you're still supposed to wear a mask. And then the cases are picking up. So why isn't she wearing a mask? I don't work there. And based on what happened to me at the bakery, which is another story that I've shared, and I'll also link to it on the description if you're interested in seeing that one. After that happened to me, I'm not going to make comments to people. She didn't tell the woman to wear a mask, so I'm just watching. She also did not do any screening questions on me. I also was the one who asked, should I check my temperature? The guy, the son, did not check his temperature. The mom did not check her temperature either. I see another staff member. She had no mask on. She was clearing her throat. She was going, it sounded like her throat was itchy. That's the kind of clearing of the throat she was doing. I'm already panicking because I don't want to get sick. I don't want to get COVID again. I have other videos which I have to upload that discuss COVID and the issues that I still have because I had COVID. Even right now, you may see that I'm not as energetic as I am in other videos. You might also see that my eyes look tired, and it's because my fatigue is coming back. I suffer from like this very, very bad fatigue after having COVID. I'm not trying to get COVID again. As I said, the person is clearing her throat and I'm already in panic mode. I start texting my sister. After she leaves, I look down and I see another person that works there with no mask on. I said, oh, geez. I have to add that my sister has COVID. My brother just recovered from COVID. His wife just recovered from COVID. And so did his two daughters. One is 4, the other one's 5. Then my other brother has COVID currently. His wife has it, and his stepson has it, and then his other 3 daughters have it as well. And no one really knows how they got it. I don't talk to a lot of people anymore, but the people that I do talk to, pretty much everybody has COVID. And I'm very lucky that I don't have it. I am lucky to be alive because I went through a lot. Anyway, I'm in panic mode. The front desk pretty much told me, I'm just going to talk to the doctor and we'll figure it out with the doctor. Then another person walks in. She has a mask on. Her appointment was at 3. And the other guy's appointment was at 3 as well. Anyway, this is not the point of the video, but let me continue. I forgot to mention that the manager of the place came in. She had a mask on, but as soon as she walked in, she took off her mask and she did not put it back on the entire time that I was at that office. Then there comes a person wearing protective gear. And she had gloves. She had a mask on. I'm not sure if she had a face shield. She calls me. I asked her, the doctor going to need to see my mouth and the Invisalign, or does she have some sort of machine that she can then look to see if there's any defects? She said, no, she's gonna have to look at your mouth. And I said, well, I'm not taking off my mask. And then she's like, okay. I said, but I still want to talk to the doctor because I want to ask her some questions. She brings me to the back and asks me to sit down. And then another person comes in and she's like, hi, how are you? I said, I'm good. How are you? And she's like, okay, what's going on? So I basically explained to her what was happening with the Invisalign, which I covered on the other video. She said, okay, well, the doctor's gonna want to see. And I said, well, I'm not taking my mask off. And then the person that's wearing the protective gear comes over and she says,
is there any reason why?
Why don't I take it off?
I mean, other than the COVID reason, but
Yeah, I mean, there's people coughing here, there's people sniffling, people with no mask, and I don't want to get COVID. Again, I'm suffering from long COVID.
and then the doctor comes over. She said, what's going on? And then the assistant was explaining to her what I told her, but she was explaining it to her the wrong way. So I basically explained it to her and she said, okay, no problem. And I basically asked her some questions and she answered, but she basically could not really help me because she needed to look at the aligners on to see what was going on. I was very upset. I'm not trying to expose myself. Like, I don't know why there's people there coughing. The sniffling, I already said, right? If you're coming in from cold weather, it's gonna happen. Like right now, I'm not sniffling. You haven't seen me sniffle, have you? If you did, please comment below because I don't think I have. Once you've been there, you should not be sniffling. You're coughing. Why are you at work? I don't understand why people go to work when they're sick. I don't understand why people send their kids to school when they're sick. If you are sick, you're supposed to stay home. Now, I don't want to be a hypocrite, but there have been occasions where I have gone to work with a cold, but I stayed away from people. I told people, listen, I have a cold, do not get close to me. And I was always sanitizing everything. I had like Lysol wipes or Clorox wipes, and I was wiping everything down. And when I was really, really sick, I would not go to work. Especially with COVID, when I feel allergies, even if I haven't been out, when I have fatigue, I don't go out. I don't do stuff that deals with seeing people. I don't do that because it's not only, like I mentioned in my other video, it's not only about COVID. It's not only about a cold or a flu. There are other diseases out there. There are other infections out there. And if we don't take care of ourselves and we don't take care of others, like what is going to happen to humanity, right? I was just very upset, very, very upset. I didn't go through with the appointment. It was a waste of my time, and they're not following the guidelines. You're supposed to do the screening. I know people lie, but at least put the effort in doing the screening. You're not even checking people's temperature. Like, we have to be the ones that are volunteering to do it. People are working here with no mask. It's upsetting. It really, really is upsetting. Anyway, please leave your comments below. I look forward to reading them. If you like this video, please make sure that you hit the like button. Please subscribe and make sure that you click the bell so that you can get notified when I post more videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.